Now to move on to, like Tim said, the golden childs of the movies, right? The name who comes up immediately, probably right after Broly, when you think about movie villains, Cooler, the older brother of Frieza. Now,
The brother
in
that
this
does
first,
it better.
the one that does it better. Now, in this movie, again, quick plot synopsis. Goku and friends are out on a camping trip. Actually, I take that back. Initially, there's a flashback scene of Goku's ship escaping Namek. I'm sorry, escaping Planet Vegeta when he's a baby. Cooler has the chance to shoot it down. He decides not to, just to make, take a shot at Frieza. Frieza not taking his job seriously. It fast forwards where Goku's an adult. They go camping. Cooler Squadron shows up, kind of jump the gang. Goku shows up, and trying to beat the deadbeat father of the year allegations, rightfully so, because it's just a negative narrative. Goku jumps in front of a blast meant for Gohan and takes critical damage. He's able to get away. Essentially, they play hide and seek for a majority of the movie. We're just calling it for what it is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gohan's sent on a mission to go to Korin and get some senzu beans. He flies on Icarus. On his way back, he gets jumped by the squad. Piccolo shows up, puts on an MVP performance until Cooler shows up. Hall of Fame uncle performance. 2-1 for sure. At that point, Goku gets the senzu bean, is revived, fights on fairly equal footing with Cooler. Cooler shows a transformation, probably one of the coolest original movie designs we've ever seen in terms of forms, and embarrasses Goku. Then Goku sees a bird collapse. It reminds him of his friends. He turns Super Saiyan and it goes quiet, which in my mind, I'm like, well, there goes the credits. Cooler's the only one who don't realize the movie's over now. And he tries to hit Goku one more attack. Goku blasts him into the sun, and Cooler has a flashback of having had the chance to have killed him when he was a harmless baby, only to be defeated. Now, with this movie, again, we'll go through our little general thing. What did you guys think about the plot of this movie?
The plot was good. To be honest, this is actually one of the first movies that it has a very subtle ground where it could fit into the story.
Yes.
Because obviously this is after Frieza, but you could tell this was the part where Vegeta was going through his space tour where he was taking out the rest of Frieza's army at the time. And, it was before, like, of course, the androids and all that other good stuff. Like, you could tell, like, yeah, this was probably, like, right after Trunks.
Right.
Right after Trunks. Hey, I'm back. We haven't seen each other in a while. Let's go on a camping trip together.
Sometime during that 3-year training period.
Yeah.
It feels
so, like, it could actually fit into this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And, remember, even the whole Transformer, the Super Saiyan, like, why didn't he just do it? I was like, well, bro, you realize he just learned that. And he learned that from Rage. Well, actually, no. I take that back.
He learned to control it before he came back.
But then that is the key part. Like, why didn't he just do it like how he did with Trunks? Oh, actually, yeah, bro. I got to take that back. That is a plot hole.
I've seen that a lot. I don't think it's a plot hole, right? I think what we've known to be true about Goku, right, and it shows up even when we're going to talk about Android 13. It's like, there was a point where him transforming was like the absolute last resort. Like, you see a couple of movies, especially in the next two movies we're about to talk about, like Goku only turned Super Saiyan because there was no other options. Like, I can't beat this guy. I'm not getting anywhere. So to me, I'm like, it could be plot hole-ish, to be fair. Like, I do think there is a little thing of like, why didn't he just body everybody? But there is that part of like, but we all know how Goku gets down. Like, Goku's the type of person who's like, bro, you could have just gone Super Saiyan 3 from the gate and just murdered like in half of these like skirmishes, and he doesn't. So it feels like it's like, but also kind of on brand with the character. Like, we know how he gets down.
Okay. I mean, but overall, it was a great movie. Some of the early plot stuff was a bit boring for me, but I gave it like overall like a 7, man. Like I said, Cooler's demeanor, even from the flashback at the beginning, like when his henchman was about to like shoot a shoot, he's like, delay that order. And like the way he talked about Frieza, I was like, wait, Frieza, is he like a child? And it's like, wow, like, yes, aliens age differently. Like, he might be a child. And this is the older brother who the father probably didn't really care for like that, because King Cold has made it pretty clear Frieza is
It's his
is the
special,
golden
yeah.
child.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way he was talking, like when Frieza was like laughing at the planet like being blown up, he's like you're so disgusting. Like you don't even know who could got away. That could have been somebody who could have come back and be a real problem, and you just laughing at the matter. And then, but of course, in his own subtle calmness, he was like, "All right, well, just let it go, I guess, whatever."
Yeah.
But then, that universal call gets around. Somebody, oh yeah, Frieza went to Earth and never came back. Okay, now we gotta. And then I was like, finally, somebody who has a reason to come to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He got that call, like, hey, all right, let's go check it out. Pull up, the whole
So is this
force.
after Cell?
No.
No, no,
This
Okay,
is
I'm about to
it's
say.
before
this
that.
is where Tim is saying, like, this is where the people have guessed the timeline is. It's after Frieza, after Namek, but during that 3-year training period before the androids show up. So if you remember, Trunks shows up, gives him the medicine, goes back to the future, and then
Okay.
Goku goes on like a train. Him, Gohan, and Piccolo are training during that time
Oh,
period,
you know what I
and this
just
is before the
realized?
androids.
Remember, in Trunks' original time, Trunks never showed up. It was Goku who came, like did instant transmission and defeated them. So you never may know. He probably
Yeah,
this could come from another timeline point of view when you really look at it. So that's very interesting. But yeah, like it was cool for what it was, man. Piccolo when he fought them three henchmen, bro, that was dope. The first one, Mini Hulk, blasted
got him
away.
out of here.
The second one, like I love like Piccolo's like craftiness in battle when he thought he had him, like he was like shocking him to death. He's like, and then they was throwing so many remarks and like, hold on, what is a Namekian doing out here? They was like, oh yeah, Frieza blew it up. He's like, oh yeah, yeah. But then like when Piccolo was like laughing while he was getting shocked and he grabbed dude and just transferred the elect. I was like, bro. And then of course the last dude, Zarbon's cousin, frat brother, did not stand a chance at all. Like, if Piccolo had 30 more seconds, like, bro, you'd have been
You
dead.
would have been gone, done for.
When Cooler and Goku fought again, that was a very impressive battle. And I like the fact that they included information that, okay, this is like, how Frieza's final form was when he transformed against Vegeta, and that was like his final form. Cooler like gave us confirmation, like, yes, that's the same form that you see me in, but I found another beyond it. And then just to see it take place, and what he did, like, bro, I tell people to this day, when he was swimming through the Kamea wave, I was like, and just pimp smack Goku, I was like, but then you get Golden Frieza, and I'm just like,
You know what I'm gonna say? But Tim, the toys. Come on now.
I was like, bro, like, you have the blueprint. You
No,
have the blueprint. Like,
action
yeah,
figure.
you ain't gotta make him look exactly like him, but it's like, bro, a color palette?
You can't disagree
No.
with Toriyama, Tim. Come on now. You know better than that.
And then, of course, Schooler does the
Toriyama
super.
designed Golden Frieza, bro?
Yes.
No, but the best part of the movie was that the music, bro. The music delivered in many parts of the movie. Like when Cooler did the supernova and Goku was struggling, that music that was playing, and it just even when Goku blasted him into the sun, like when he had that realization, like, wait, this is the kid I let go, and it's like he felt so hurt, like because you could tell Cooler and Vegeta are very similar. They have very similar demeanors. They have a very huge level of pride in their race. So, and that's why I kind of felt like I wish they had more dialogue amongst each other or made him a canon character because they are real
Oh,
good.
he's coming. He's
They
coming.
are they are very similar in many, many aspects, bro.
Once they
But
saw what
yeah.
the Brawley movie numbers did, bro, Tarzan Brawley, don't you worry. Cooler is right there on the
No, but he's
on
he's a,
the.
he's he's a fan favorite, man. When it comes to movie characters, you already know it's Bardock, Cooler, and
Which
Dragon Ball
Bardock?
Z,
Which Bardock?
Dragon Ball
Z
Z,
Bardock, yeah,
Z
Z
Bardock,
Okay,
Bardock,
that's
yeah.
the
Z
okay.
Bardock,
Okay, good.
Z Bardock, Z Cooler, and Z Broly. They are always in it. Even when it comes to the covers, bro, they're on the
Even
covers
when it
too.
don't make sense, they're in it.
Yeah, and of course, honorary mention. Janemba comes later down the line because
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
he's Janemba, but yeah, like this was a solid 7 out of 10 for me, and for many good reasons.
Okay. That's right. What about you? What do you think about the plot?
Oh, simple. I, I
Yes,
feel like Dragon Ball Z flourishes when the plot is simple.
Hmm.
Plain and simple. When the plot's simple, it's Dragon Ball Z's the best. It becomes the best version of that simple storyline
Hmm.
within the world of Dragon Ball Z. So that's how I feel about it. I I think everything about the that's my one of my top five villains. He's number two on my list. Yeah. I say like he's one top five villains.
now you know why I
'Cause-
gave you that wink. Yeah,
Oh yeah, cause Tim's pretty much said everything I could say about Cooler, but Cooler Cooler's demeanor let you know that he was on like a brainiac level. He was a very, very
precise.
master of tactician.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, his threat and his presence there was like, oh, this man is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And then the second movie is more of a testament to how sick he is.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely,
and
definitely.
it's just like, man, oh man, Cooler. I could see Cooler becoming an Aizen easily with if you give him time.
Hmm.
If they allowed him to come into the Dragon Ball Z universe, Cooler would be the number one problem, and he would just be that DC villain written by Bruce Timm, and to where you're like, yo, I don't know what the Justice League gonna do.
Hmm.
Y'all got Superman on the team, and
It's
and
still
it's
looking
just
a little
and
dire.
yeah, it's the
He's
situ-
built for longevity, man. He really
yeah.
is. And even the reason why he got a sequel, because a lot of people felt like the moment the action started to pick up, it was over, and that's where the next movie that came along, it was like that King
we
Skull Island movie.
we gonna talk about it,
Yeah,
bro.
we
Yeah,
yeah we go
It,
we gonna
it,
get to
it's on the
we gonna get
docket.
to um but yeah, man, I think his introduction, man, and his cut to me, number one, his design. I didn't think you could make a design because Frieza design was cool. It was very alien,
Hmm.
but I never saw myself drawn to Frieza's race as like a character or like uh the reason why I picked Frieza's race was because of Cooler. And
Mm.
I main that race was because of Cooler. I
Mm.
said, yo, if Cooler's design to me was just, that's like, yo, why does this dude look like Frieza but better? And and um
Which
and
is
I was
crazy
just
when you think about it, because Frieza has, like you said, a top tier design. Like if you think
his
about how
color
Frieza's
scheme,
forms are,
yeah.
they're really good.
Frieza's final form.
Hmm.
I don't know, like that's a SSS rank style design. But Cooler is four S's, just base Cooler. Is four S's. And I think what helps his character even more is his demeanor, man.
Yeah.
Cooler's watching this entire battle from his little cockpit. Bardock dies. Oh, it's over. Let me go back to filing my taxes myself, henchman. And so now I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, so now Cooler, he finally finds out that, Frieza's dead, so now he heads to the planet. We skip and a lot of the moments to me, I liked Cooler's Ginyu Force.
I
Cooler's
was gonna ask, when we talk about the villains, what do you think about his squad essentially? Like
yeah,
would you
his yeah. To me his squad wasn't cooler than Turles, but they were effective.
I was gonna say, I feel like they help with the lore of the world,
Yeah,
like
they
because
do.
like
They do.
you, it made me think when I was rewatching it. I was like, and they've kind of confirmed this through the games, out of all places. like that whole like the Ginyu Force, Cooler's Armored Squadron, they all come from like the same school. Like it's like almost like an academy of
Yeah.
some sort of like special forces. And apparently Saza and Jace have beef. Like they don't like each other.
Wow.
So it's like in terms of like that quiet, like, you know, when you guys are talking about world building, I'm like, that's interesting that like there's this whole thing of like somewhere along the way, there's somebody that like sends these aliens to school with aspirations of joining the Frieza Force.
But again, that's where we write the lore, right? And not the creators. So
Mm,
yeah, so with Cooler, his design, the introduction, um, more lore on his race. You know, that was another thing that was cool. More lore on his race. And to like to show you how crafty cool it just more of a testament to how cool who Cooler is, man. Like, yo, I found another one past my brother's form. He's not trying. He's
mm,
not trying. He's lazy. Who's to say I don't have one past this one? This final form is only final for now. That's what I felt when Cooler was talking. It didn't
mm,
feel like, yo, he was satisfied with that. You know what I'm saying? With that part of him. And so, you know, you go on, but to skip all the henchmen, one of the henchmen I did enjoy was the one that could like he'll move his head to
yeah,
like
yeah.
I thought that was it made his character unique, man. I kind of wish he fought more a little longer, but you know, his Ginyu Force was dope, man. Um, and the fact is just a little camp, father and son supposed to be chilling. Camp camp gets destroyed. The cookout gets destroyed. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so Cooler decides to do a drive by. No, man. My goons found you. Hey, yo, Cooler, he had this. And so Piccolo gets a little shine, some shine, man. That's dope.
And not a little shine.
A lot of shine.
MVP.
MVP, man. And then until Cooler shows up and gives him the old signature move.
Right.
Bro,
But
that
that
was
was
a scene.
it was beautiful. It was
Like,
so beautiful.
like as you hear, like he's like Salsa, leave it to me, and then literally that split second.
The thing is like one of the things that like you guys mentioned earlier, but like the thing that like impresses about Cooler is like as far as he knew, he killed Piccolo. Like in the movies how they kind of beat them into unconsciousness. I'm like, bro, he shot him through the chest off jump immediately.
No
Even
time,
with
didn't
Goku, like
care.
he went for
Yeah,
the kill shot from go. I'm not doing this whole let's play. No,
Well, apparently,
get done.
according to the Namekian law, if their head is intact, they could regenerate.
Yeah, but he doesn't know anything about Namekians. He shot him through the chest, bro, out the gate.
Yeah, if that was a human, that would have been dead.
Yeah. And then picked up the
yeah,
body, tossed it to Goku, and blew it up again.
yeah. I mean, man, the like, yeah, like, man. And you know his eyes when he was doing it. Did you get a chance to look at his eyes? It was like, man, I see, yo, this guy doesn't. They're getting the character's facial, his posture, his behavior, his manners. He acts nothing like Frieza.
Oh, and they remember they also thought he was Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because I
They
remember
did,
when one of
yeah,
the henchmen is like, he's like, Frieza, you would not give up your easel. And Salsa was like, that's not Frieza. This is Lord Cooler. This is Frieza's brother. And it's like, oh, there's another one of you?
yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So now you're like, man, how many siblings does he have? Is there, you know, how many siblings does Frieza race have? What is the Frieza race? You know, and more questions was like, I'm like, man, these guys are deadly. I was terrified. No, you got more of these guys in space, and King Cold was the strongest one.
Supposedly. We don't know we
Supposedly.
don't
Supposedly,
know,
yeah,
Supposedly.
yeah. But
that hierarchy.
so now, we finally get to the showdown. Goku's, you know, rejuvenated, and now they start fighting. This is where Cooler became. I didn't care no more. This was it. They start fighting. He says, "Hey, man." Goku, I hate to break it to you, but the form that you fought Frieza in, I'm in right now. Tim, to go parry what you to tag on to what you said, dog, there's one above it. He don't just transform into a slimmer version. He goes for brute force.
Brute force with speed.
Brute force with speed. So now, yeah, like how long you been training in this, dog? He's
Yes.
not slow. He's not, and then the thing
He's
is, he
not
could
losing
revert.
power.
He
Yeah.
could revert back too.
You
So I was
know,
like, I'm like, and
you
I'm
know what's
thinking, I said,
crazy? You know how a design person knows they snapped when they gave him the face mask? Because it served no greater
no
purpose. It
purpose,
just
no purpose,
they know
no
they're just
purpose.
like this don't mean
But that
a
killed it.
thing,
That cut,
but
cut, 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 cut.
it's
That to me, I lost my mind when I saw it because he looked better. He looks better without the
it
face
fits more
mask.
within the transformation.
But
Yeah,
when
but then
he
with the
puts on the Bane mask, I really believe that my power would be limited. I was like, nah, this was genius, dog.
yeah.
Because now he's even more terrifying. It's
Whoever
he's
designed that
more.
was getting dapped up in the office when the story, but like, yo, we got one.
Yo, man. Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco. Yo. So when he transforms, man, and then listen, man, there's so many scenes from that one movie when they're fighting. When Cooler goes into the air, Goku rushes from him. He disappears. He hits him with the elbow.
Hmm.
He just Goku rushes him again. The camera pans out. Bomb. Goku gets hit again. Then Goku decides to cut in front of him. He disappears, and he, with the same elbow that he parried him, he decides to drop it on him and keeps the. I said, oh, I said, hey, I'm not gonna lie. If he lived long, he would have gave Cell problems because he was more perfect than Cell in his posture, his confidence. Then the dragon kick that he gave Goku on the mountain. That's the most iconic kick of all time. It was so iconic they took it from Street Fighter and they put it on with Goken versus Street Fighter for the Street Fighter Ultimate um
Mm.
Super Street Fighter. Listen, man, that's not even what got me, man.
I like the punch more.
The wait, it's coming. There was a scene where Goku he punches Goku on the ground, then adds more pressure and parts the waterfall.
Yeah.
Then punches Goku again in the water. So now my excitement. I'm standing up watching this. Now you gotta understand. I'm like what 10 years old maybe, and I'm watching the VHS tapes in Japanese. So I'm just like yo, this is what they gotta deal with in the upcoming years of Dragon Ball Z. Because those movie villains, he's better than anything for me than the Buu Saga. I'm just gonna be real. There's parts of the Buu Saga, yo, we could do without.
Yeah.
Fat Buu, Fat Buu was more interesting when I think about it than Kid Buu, man,
By far.
by far. Right, but we'll talk about that later. But I'm not gonna go off track. But man, my goodness, this guy Toriyama knows how to use pink. And that whoever thought of that maroon or that the magenta for cooler, I just I just felt like that fight right there, man, was just beyond. Even it was so crazy that when they finally dubbed the cooler fight in English and they started releasing in the US, and you remember they had the Burger King toys? We
Hmm.
fought over them toys. Even though they got the color scheme wrong for cooler, he still looked good in blue. Right? They
Mm.
got the color scheme wrong, kid.
Hmm.
But the I mean everything cooler. The thing cooler was. Here's another thing that made cooler fire. His feats that he was showing on screen. He was showing feats on screen, right? That's why a lot of people probably gravitate towards a lot of the other characters because of there were feats on screen that they performed. And Cooler had more feats than anybody because he had two films. It's not fair. but he had two
It's
films.
not.
But
But the thing
man,
that
and what he
gives him an advantage of that is that both of his films are fire. That's the difference.
A1,
That's
man. A1 storytelling, man. And
fire.
so and so now, man, you know, Tim, he does the Kamehameha. And in my mind, this is the Blue Eyes White Dragon's neutron blast. This is it, man. XYZ canon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I sacrifice all my cards for this. He does the blast. Cooler swims in it. And the speed. Cooler stands for a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
charges, and then we don't see Cooler no more. Then pop surprise. And dog, then that's when that combo started. Then he gives that famous dragon kick to the chest. I was like, Goku, that right there, Goku was done. And then he falls on the floor. I'm like, yeah, this is over, man. And Cooler's like, I'm done, man. Y'all, I'm done with this planet. Cooler ascends to the sky, gets ready to drop the Star Blast. Um, only thing now you know that this is a Frieza race thing. This is what they do. They have some type of special beam that they make,
Like a family lineage. But
family lineage
yeah.
attack, and you know Goku
It's the
turns Super Saiyan.
Kamehameha of the Frieza clan.
Yeah, it's the Kamehameha of the Frieza clan, and so now they fight, and it is what it is. You know, Goku, he dies the worst out of everybody, man. He gets, you know,
I,
lasted to the sun,
uh, I,
blasted to
there's
the.
a couple movies later on that we'll talk about that I
Okay,
think might surpass, but it's up there. It's
yeah,
definitely up there for
yeah.
sure.
So
But there's a
he
couple other
died. He
movies where I'm
dies.
like, fam, yo.
He he dies pretty bad, man. And so
I
now
mean,
he
well,
realizes,
technically, he didn't die.
yeah, yeah, technically, yeah, no, right?
Yeah.
But after that, for that finish, man, the Kamehameha to the sun is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the speed that he reached the sun, man, that was insane. This was
Because it lets
beyond
you
light
know like there was
speed.
nothing he could do. Like, fam,
There
you're
was
not.
nothing he could do. He was, yeah. So it was just like, okay, the Kamehameha blast had more focus, juice. And to be honest with you, Goku depleted all his energy into that blast.
Mm.
And so there you go. And this is Goku grunting. We ain't never see Goku grunt ever. Goku straight Jim Lee, Magneto with the saliva and Wolverine, whatever, getting maxed out into the sun. So this is a 9 for me, man. 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is my favorite movie. Um, favorite villain. Everything about the film made sense. Nothing felt it didn't overstay its welcome. Although I would have liked a little bit more time during the fight, but at the same time, what we got, what Cooler did, the villain was a threat. You know, the villain only lost because he could open another gate.
Yeah.
So that's
I
it,
would
man.
say my thoughts on it. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Really, my only critiques with it was something that Tim pointed out earlier. The first half is a little slow. Like that gap between when they're looking to figure out a way to get Goku healthy again, and they're just playing hide and seek. I'm like, there's a whole lot of nothing happening right
Yeah,
now. Like,
yeah.
I don't know
I
what
get
they
you.
could have done to be fair. Like given the cast, I don't know what more could have been done to like make it interesting. But I just didn't like it. I'm like, you have his henchmen kind of scouring the forest, blowing it up at random. Krillin's hiding Goku, and we're watching Gohan flying Icarus to Korin's tower.
I
This is
think
what we thought to
I
do.
think I think adding probably another Z fighter to the mix would have made more sense, and
But
would
who?
have.
But who at that point?
Yeah, or just
Oh,
something where it's like there's like a
yeah. I
little bit
mean,
more close call aspect. Like there wasn't again. It literally was just like they waited. It was just two sides of like we're waiting for the plot to start again. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like the fact that it's like y'all were just like we're just gonna hang around until someone's key flares up. Like what? Like this was your plan? Like we're just gonna wait and then
yeah,
jump this 6-year-old boy on his pet dragon. Like I thought that was like a little like I'm like not too crazy about that part. But like y'all said, that last half, oh my goodness. I'm not gonna rehash all those points, but cinema. I mean, when I tell you on a rewatch, I'm like, yo, Piccolo, my man. And the thing that I liked about this movie that you pointed out, Joy, with Cooler, is like the scale was there, right? So like after he defeats the two guys and he's chasing Sazor through the forest, I'm like, bro, Sazor doesn't even see Piccolo at first. He sees the hands cutting through the trees. I'm like, bro, because like it gives you that perspective of like they know he's in the Namekian, but they don't know what Namekians can do. So you're seeing this as someone like, bro, where is this man even coming from? Through the trees. Coming through the trees like Predator. Just, he done killed two of my best friends.
Utilization of the environment. Genius.
Yes. In a you know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you see things like that, like Tim said, Piccolo smiling while he's getting electrocuted and it's grabbing Buddy, hit him with the own attack. It's just those little things of like, I look at some of these movies of like, these were ways to flesh out the characters that the series didn't really get a chance to. And if this didn't put Piccolo as a kid, especially in your top 5, what else could have got it done?
Because honestly, bro, when Piccolo fought those henchmen, bro, like he was like the boogeyman to them because he took out the first dude quick, and then the second one, remember, he's like, "All right, Maze, make it hurt." So Piccolo kills him within 3 seconds, and then Piccolo shoots at Salsa flying away, and he like, "Wait, what is that?" He like, "Da da da." He's like, "Maze, I thought you." Piccolo teleports in front of him and just leans him out, and it's like, bro, like this dude, like I just left you. Like, what you mean? Like you?
I just turned around, and there goes your smoking corpse. Piccolo was on fire, bro. Supporting assist off the back rim the whole movie for Goku, bro. Just NBA Street Volume 2 Game Breaker. Just you know, so like it just seeing that to me was good. Again, I don't want to rehash points. I do take a little bit off the ending because I do feel like once Goku turned Super Saiyan, it got a little simplistic. Like he legit
the budget was about to run out.
Yeah. He transforms his Cooler twice, and Cooler's like, you know what? It's supernova time. It's like, bro, what? Like, what happened to all that rah-rah? You was just calling yourself king of the castle, blowing up rocks by lifting your hands. You got gut punch. You're like, you know what? I think I'm tired of this planet. I'm like, bro, all right. You know, so like I do think like in retrospect, I can see why Cooler is heralded so high in like the Dragon Ball Z movie villain. Like he earns that spot up there to me. Like he does everything that you guys said. He's someone where I'm like, I can't wait for them to bring him to the canon. If they write him even somewhat similar to how they wrote him in these movies. Because it just makes sense. It's one of those things where it's like you guys said, maybe they could have done a little bit more like explaining, but like all the core elements are there. He's Frieza's older brother. There's a corp of, you know, we've already established in the main series that these family takes these planets and sells them to the highest bidder. You know, he was the older brother that got overlooked. He takes a lot of pride in his clan. His only shortcoming is his ego. And yeah, he's a problem. He's a problem. So 7 out of 10 for me. I think all the characters did what they needed to do.
Yeah. All that they could do.
Yeah. I'm like, did Krillin and Gohan get defeated a little too easily? Sure. But I think going back to the whole budget thing, I'm like, if we had to kind of get to the main dance, them being around wouldn't have made much sense. It's just, it starts to kind of get to a point where I'm like, all right, I could see why I started to lose some of my love for Krillin because of these movies, right? If one thing's true for Piccolo, the opposite is true for Krillin, where I'm like, Krillin, come on, bro. Already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't hit him with a solar flare, nothing. You just...
No from the strategy.
Yeah, nothing.
You couldn't Usopp your way out of this one.
Right.
And you're the original Usopp.
So that's really, again, but it's 7 out of 10 for me. Still, you know, Cooler's easily top 3. Might be, you know, he might be number 1 in my personal list in terms of like movie villains.